Oh yeah, it's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Week 1. We are 2 days away from Thursday night football. Start off the season. Man, we tonight we've got a good show. We've got a lot of people been wanting. So not only are we going to talk about some recent players that have signed, uh, that really aren't going to make a difference, but we'll mention them anyway, just because at one point we did talk about them. Updates on some injuries. We'll look at some matchups that we're going to be eyeing, some good matchups, some bad matchups, things that really are going to make a decision on our starts and sits. Okay. So what we got going on tonight is we are going to look at all this week's matchups, players that we want to watch in those matchups to see how they're looking on the depth chart. A lot of these official depth charts have come out. We're going to talk about that, see what we think. Are they going to rise on that depth chart, or are they just going to stay there and die? So going first tonight, man. Look, we got McLipper coming here, the draft king, dude. You've got so many drafts going on right now. I'm so glad that you graced us
Uh,
with your time tonight and took some
you
time out of your draft. So
you are
welcome in.
welcome. I just got
And
done with one. It went good. It had no kickers, no defense. It was so nice not to have to worry about drafting that crap. So it had your traditional one QB, two running back, two wide receiver, three flexes, and then one tight end. So you had to go super
yeah,
deep. It's my favorite league for drafting because I saw that the guys that drafted QBs and tight ends early, dude, they're slim pickings already.
yeah,
They have one bench spot that's a viable starter, and then they are going to be hurting.
yeah. That's something that you got to watch out for. Which Snipes by Slate, dude. So he's living up to the name. We had our inaugural Kingmaker Sports uh, fantasy football league that does not offer a kicker and defense because I'm with you. I like it better. You take that stuff out of there. There's too many variables. Plus, the point differential is not that different when you look at kickers, the top kickers to the rest of the kickers, the top defenses to the rest of the defense. It really doesn't make a difference. But we got Slayton in the building tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I've been drafting like crazy, just like Mick the last couple weeks, man. And all my big money drafts were this week, so I'm excited to kind of see what I crafted up, man. I feel very very good about a lot of the teams that I drafted, so hopefully this is a good year full of blessings.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think it's going to go well for people. Um, a lot of good news coming out that we've been putting out. So we've been putting out some really good content. I'm going to brag on us a little bit. We've got a lot of good feedback from what we've been doing, guys. Let's keep it rolling. I mean, we're just now getting started. 2025 is going to be the year, man. Kingmaker Sports. We're going to make a lot of champions out there this year. So looking going forward, we've got some man, we've got some good matchups, some good games. Starting off starting off for the week, we've got America's team, the Cowboys, and then they're facing the defending champion Eagles. So boom, perfect timing right there. How we looking at that? What players are we looking at in that matchup? And also, how are we feeling about those matchups? Like, do we have any depth? I know they got a bunch of running backs there. What are we thinking about these players here for people that are looking right now that are drafting, still drafting like you, Mick? You've still got a couple of leagues to draft. What kind of advice are we giving them about these Cowboys players and these Eagles players?
Uh, I'll be honest with you. I'm drafting all of the pass catchers for uh, the Cowboys. Their defense is atrocious. So that goes to say any team that's playing the Cowboys, fire them damn players up, boys.
Yeah,
Because
when you get rid of Micah Parsons, what do you think your defense is going to look like?
yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, Saquon's probably going to drop a 30 burger on everybody this first week because that defense is atrocious.
It's pretty bad.
Playing them from behind quite a bit, man, and I think
Yeah.
it's a great year to draft some Dak, to draft some CD, to draft some George Pickens. Hell, even some Jake Ferguson's a nice little snag way late if you're running low on tight end. But yeah, no, I'm not interested in taking Cowboys defense. That's for damn sure.
No, not at all. Not at all. What about you, Mick?
I am curious on how Pickens and CD are going to get along with each other. I think that's a very big headline that I'm curious. I have been drafting a lot of Pickens in the fifth round this year because I think is going to be good with Dak. So I kind of have some high hopes for him. I've got him as sometimes a wide receiver 2 when I take 2 running backs early, or I'm getting him as a wide receiver 3. And I think the Eagles are what they are. We know it is nothing changed with their offense this year. But what I'm also curious on is the Cowboys backfield. Like, is Javonte going to look better being removed from all his injuries in 2 years now? Or Jaden Blue, I think, is active. So how much run is he going to get coming off of a low ankle sprain? And then are they even going to sprinkle in some dusty Miles Sanders? So that's the kind of big questions. I think Dallas has more questions to see how that offense is going to function and if their defense can stop the Eagles at all, which is good for Dak. And they might have to keep it up with shootouts.
Yeah, for sure. George Pickens, though, you hit on something good there. Like, I think I'm with you, dude. I think George Pickens is going to be the recipient of a lot of that CD attention that he's going to get with a fully healthy offense. I mean, really, the offense is the only thing that the Cowboys have going for them right now. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, I am venturing out to say that I think Javonte Williams is going to be a sneakier player than what everybody thinks he's going to do in fantasy. I think Miles Sanders is really not going to see the field a whole hell of a lot. He's been injured all of preseason, all of training camp. The guy can't stay healthy, and Javonte Williams has been the one that's kind of been with the team the entire time. And they're all 3 new running backs to the team, so it's going to be interesting to see just how they do. And normally that running back position there for the Cowboys is typically a fruitful spot. So I'm interested to see how that does divvy out there in the backfield.
Dude, look at this roster right here from C. Russ. Got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Malik Neighbors, Xavier Worthy, and Jaden Daniels on one squad.
Were you playing in a 4-team league or what, Russ?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Wow, that's amazing. Like the fact that you got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Like, how did Jamar Chase not go first overall? Then Justin Jefferson? What the heck, dude?
That means he got Chase at 1, and then everyone passed up on Jefferson, and he got Jefferson in the top of the 2nd round, I'm guessing.
I'm curious to know, though. He says 7 teams here. Okay, so that makes sense.
That makes more sense. Okay.
But still, like, Jefferson still should have gone around that, like, 8. I mean, that 6-7 spot, I think. That's where he's been going in a lot of drafts that I've been doing. But that's awesome, man. Like, I mean, it sucks that you're in a 7-team league because it's like every team's stacked. But, I mean, dude, that's awesome to have that kind of depth. Some dumbass took Drake May first. Oh, wow. Was his name? No, I'm not gonna call him out like that. But a very loyal Patriots fan. Mick knows who I'm talking about. All right. So next on our slate, we're gonna have Kansas City and at LA. Of course, it's not at LA. This one is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So bonjour from over there. If you know the bonjour joke there. So Brazil, dude. A lot of these away games we see. And we see some of the teams, they don't really like fire on all cylinders on this stuff. But to have a Brazil game week 1, that's kind of cool. I've noticed the league is really stretching out into these foreign games, these overseas games. So what are we thinking about Kansas City and then the LA Chargers? What players you think are really going to stand out? Because with Kansas City, like that Brashard Smith back there, he's making a lot of noise behind Isaiah Pacheco. Now, of course, it's Isaiah Pacheco's backfield, but are we thinking that Smith is going to actually see some relevant touches here? Maybe not early on, but like, what about in this game?
No.
No, just no.
A healthy dose of Kareem Hunt. You know, he knows that offense very well. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Smith got like maybe 5-6 snaps or 6 carries somewhere in there, but nothing crazy by any means.
Yeah.
I think he's more of a later play this year. I do like Brashard Smith because he brings something different that the other guys don't. They're both Pacheco's electric and he can catch, but Smith we know he's a prototype of McKinnon. So I think when he develops as a rookie, because I believe he was a wide receiver too when he was younger in his rookie years. So he's still got some growing to do in the RB position, but I think he's going to come on. I mean, he ran a 4.3. He's fast. I think he's probably going to be on all the waiver wires, but then I don't know, you get an injury to either Hunt or Pacheco, he might come on later in the year. I don't mind him. I mean, I'm just going to keep an eye on that, but getting your question, Justin, on the Brazil games, I don't like them because I believe that's when we saw Jordan Love get hurt in the first game last year because these fields don't have good fields in prepared like the NFL does. They don't.
They're not NFL quality. Yeah.
So I think it's rushed. You're getting the teams out there on the first game of the season, and they're not either away or home. They're completely out in a foreign country. So I know they're trying to go to the outskirts and reach out to other people viewing, but I'm not a fan of these overseas games. Maybe like in the later weeks, but right away in game one, I mean, you're just setting yourself up for something to happen to Mahomes or something.
Yeah, and that could really ruin your first 2-3 weeks of the season just by going there, and then you're stretching to get back. You're in different facilities all week. You know, you're in a foreign country. You fly back. You know, you're not getting a whole lot of practice time. And then, like, next thing you know, you're fucking 0-2 and you're getting, you know, you're getting bashed. Yeah. It's just the quick turnover, the quick layover, you know, that, you know, flip-flop here. And then next thing you know, you're playing a game back in the States in a couple days. But a lot of these places, you're flying for a good, like, you know, 13, 14 hours. And it's just wild to see that it could potentially be a make or break point in your season right off game week 1.
Yeah. So with you brought up Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes used to be hands down league winner no matter what. But now we've kind of seen a little step back. I don't want to say fall from grace just yet, but because for real NFL, like he's still amazing. I mean, he took his team to the Super Bowl last year. So as far as a real-time quarterback, yes, Patrick Mahomes all day. But looking at his weapons right now, as we know, Rashee Rice is going to be out for the first 6 games. He accepted that punishment for, you know, I guess whoever advised him. So he's gone. All right. Looking at the only other viable downfield pass catcher, you're looking at Xavier Worthy. And, you know, your short guy is going to be Travis Kelce. But we didn't see much from Travis Kelce during the regular season last year. Now, I'm not going to bring up playoffs and all that stuff like that because we're not playing fantasy football during the playoffs, during the NFL playoffs. So that stuff doesn't mean anything to me. What are you going to do in the regular season? So are we going to see that rekindling of Mahomes to Kelce, or do you think it's going to be more of spread the ball around and Xavier Worthy is going to be your guy? Because we saw Xavier Worthy come on last year.
No. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Travis Kelce started off hot. I think he had a really good opening of the season last year and then just never really put it together at the end of the year. It came the Worthy show once they kind of started guarding over the middle a little bit more and taking away Travis Kelce from the game.
Okay.
But no, like I think it's going to be the Worthy show again for the first 6 weeks. And then once Rice gets back, you know, it'll be a much more interesting pass offense to watch. But I think, you know, we can say that Pat Mahomes has kind of fell off the last couple of seasons. But truthfully, like, who has he really had for wide receivers? Everybody's either getting hurt or they're, you know, suspended or whatever.
I mean, we're talking about guys like Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, you know, these kind of guys, right? Sky Moore, which he's not there anymore, but
did absolutely nothing. You know, it was like a lot of these guys that they brought in for a free ride to the chip, but no did anything for them. So for them to have Worthy and Rice back on the field together, I think he's going to have a very strong end of season, and he's definitely a quarterback to watch.
Well, so we got the Chargers on the other side of this too. So let's not forget about them. They've got some talent there. We know what Justin Herbert can be, but what are we thinking with this new awesome running back they have, Omarion Hampton? Like, how is that backfield going to play out with him and Najee? Because Najee's healthy now. He's cleared for contact. Like, he's back. So how are we feeling about that backfield right there?
I think it's 70-30 split.
Mick,
Yeah.
what were you saying?
I'm kind of I think everyone got over their skis on Hampton, me included, in the beginning when we saw that Najee maybe wasn't even going to play football because he had one eye. And now I'm kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. I think, first of all, they're playing the Chiefs, who has a good defense. So I'm debating on who I'm starting between. Would you start Tony Pollard or Omarion Hampton?
Who is Paul?
Pollard against Denver, so that's not a good matchup either.
Not a good matchup, but he's going to be the dominant running back in that offense.
Right. So the fact that we are questioning if you're starting Tony Pollard or Omarion Hampton, who you're taking in the 3rd round this year in redraft for later on down the road, far be it. That's why I'm kind of pumping the brakes, because I can see Najee starting to ramp up. I saw it differently. I saw a split starting like 50-50 because I didn't think Najee would be hurt. And then I saw Hampton pulling away as the season came. But now I think it's going to be opposite, where Hampton's going to get majority of the workload early, and now Najee's going to ramp up, and it's going to become closer to a 60-40, 50-50 split. So I'm a little cautious on Hampton, to be honest.
Yeah, I think if they start passing the ball, I think you're going to see more Najee.
What type of shape is Najee in?
What do you mean? What?
It's all fucking off season.
Your audio's cutting out.
No,
what kind of shape is he in?
Yeah, he's questioning because he hasn't been practicing. He just started running like a week ago, and I get it, Slayton.
I mean, Najee's never been like an out of shape kind of guy, though.
I get it though, and that's
a new offensive scheme. You're coming into a new coaching scheme. You're completely foreign to this team, and you got no fucking time through their entire training camp.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that I see
because he's playing catch up, is what you're saying, right?
He's playing catch up.
Omarion Hampton definitely has a leg up. So we got Motivate over here. Omarion Hampton is Najee Harris 6 years ago.
What?
He's just saying
Najee Harris 6 years ago.
He's just corner legs. I know, TJ. Omarion's got the speed score to back it up. He's as big as Najee, but he runs a 4.4.
All right, so we got a question from C. Russ. He's asking Alvin Kamara or James Conner this week.
Season long or this week?
Man.
Well, I'm assuming we're just talking about the week. So we're really just looking at week 1. I mean, looking at it, you got James Conner playing where the Eagles? I mean, where are the Cardinals at?
They're playing each other.
They're playing. Okay, you're playing each other. They are. Arizona and New Orleans playing each other. Dude, I got to go James Conner on this one.
That's tough. I think
it is.
I've been in the situation. He's talking about that when you're in round 4, round 5. Kamara and Conner are right next to each other. So I've been in that same conundrum of who I want to draft, and I think I've taken Conner over Kamara, which might be a mistake, but I've been Conner first, but I think that might bite us in the ass because Kamara has been the best running back going for the last 7 years.
Only reason why I say James Conner, now I have information to back this up. So only reason I say James Conner, okay, is because 1, Kellen Moore is the new head coach in New Orleans. Okay, 2, Alvin Kamara, he's 1 year older. Okay, I know that's a real thing. Okay, you have to acknowledge that he's another year older. And how much they said they like Devin Neal, but then Kendre Miller is still in the conversation in that backfield. Yes, Trey Benson is an elite handcuff behind James Conner, but James Conner is the established guy there for the foreseeable future. I haven't seen enough from Kellen Moore's New Orleans Saints offense yet.
For this game, week 1, or are we talking about season long?
I'm assuming week 1. I don't know. C. Russ, could you give us a little bit more clarity on this?
There's what the whole deal is there. I think it really just boils down to who has the better defense.
Yeah, I mean neither defense is like great. So He said give them both. So I guess so. We'll go week 1 and season long. All right.
Week 1, I would definitely go Kamara because I think they're going to be playing from behind. They're going to have to throw the ball more, and he's going to be the recipient of the short slot game for the most of that, I feel like.
So season, really, I guess.
He's saying season long.
If he's saying season long,
it's close. See, Russ, it's close for me. I think it's a toss-up. But both of those guys are right next to each other in ADP and redraft. I think it's really close. It could go either way. It depends on health, honestly. If both are healthy all year long, you have to take Kamara. But I think it also depends on if it's half PPR, you're taking Connor. If it's full PPR, you're probably taking Kamara.
Yeah, like I'm with you. If it's season long like that, I'm going Kamara. For sure. Looks like he took Kamara in the situation. Yeah, I mean that's the right move there. So, but for this week, I would go James Conner. But season long, Alvin Kamara. Because if you're playing in a PPR league, that's what matters is those receptions, and we know he's money on that. We know he's money.
Yeah. Who else are they going to pass to? All they got, it's Kamara's the offense with Olave. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not sold on Spencer Rattler either. So I think Spencer Rattler gonna be scared, and he's gonna just be dumping it to Alvin Kamara.
Right.
So our next matchup, we got Tampa Bay at Atlanta. So here we go. We've got some really good ones here. We've got which leads us into a question that we had earlier asking about how about Drake London this year? What are we thinking that how Drake London, he's being drafted high? Are we thinking that he is going to do well? But I guess that's more of a question to Michael Penix though. I mean, is it?
I mean, yeah, no. I've never been a huge Drake London guy to begin with. I feel like there's a house for a somewhat new quarterback to feed, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. You have that stud in Bijan Robinson there, and I feel like that offense runs through him. So then Drake London plays that second fiddle of, like, the second option on the team. It's a weird situation, and it's a lot to put. It's a risky move for me to put that much of my draft stock into a wide receiver that I really have no idea what that quarterback is.
Yeah, and it looks like C. Russ is following up with that. Michael Penix is why I asked the question. So, yeah, I mean, it's all going to come down to it. Just like we talked about with Chris Olave and the Saints and stuff, like that's what's going to come down to as a quarterback. We're going to have to see something from Michael Penix. If not, then everybody who took Drake London in the first round, I mean, sucks to suck. But that's why I trust the talent, but he can't throw himself the ball, and that's the problem. So
I'm gonna go against the grain with you guys here. I'm gonna bring up a reason why I think I'm not a Penix guy, but if you look back at his college days, he made 3 very good but not great wide receivers great. Jalen Polk, who's an absolute NFL bust, he made him look great. He made McMillan look pretty good, who came on with Tampa Bay, but he's more of a sporadic guy. And then we know Doomsday is good. So he did take those 3 wide receivers and make them relevant, which goes to show that he can support some weapons. And he has only, one weapon? I like Drake London this year. I think what he did with Penix at the end of the year, I believe Drake London was in the top 4 wide receivers to finish off the end of last year. And I think Penix, he doesn't run. All he does is going to sling it, and he throws downfield, and that's where Drake London goes. He runs those long crossers like he's basically Nico Collins without the blazing speed. But I like Drake London this year. I like getting him at the end of the second round. I think is an absolute steal because he's gonna be a wide receiver 1 this year. Can you guys agree with that? I mean, come on now. Drake London, he's gonna put up 80 to 90 catches, 1,200 yards, and probably 8 to 10 touchdowns, right?
So I like Michael Penix. I will say that I like Michael Penix because I think he's very smart. He understands the game, and he's very accurate, I think. So as far as that goes, yeah, I'm with you. If that works out, then yes, Drake London is going to be a wide receiver one coming into the season. I agree with that.
It's going to work out. I like London. I like London this year. I think if you're getting him as your wide receiver 2, or you're taking a hammer RB in your first round of redraft, and then you're coming around with London, I don't think that's a bad start at all. I think
Yeah,
London,
and because you got Kyle Pitts, who hasn't really done much after his rookie year. Now, I don't know, is that because of Kirk Cousins or whatever like that, but we're going to see another year of Michael Penix. Now he's the starter. It's not like he's coming in relief of Kirk Cousins taking over. He's a starter. So is this good for Kyle Pitts against the Tampa Bay defense here?
Yeah, I
So
think
we're
so.
firing up Kyle Pitts if you have him,
No,
or if you have a better option.
You probably have a better option. I think everyone's out on Pitts. He's done enough people dirty so far, so he's probably your tight end 2 right now on your team.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at how the first couple games go and see if he and Penix have a connection. Gossip is that they are hanging out. They've got the breakfast club that Kupp and Stafford had way back when, and how all these guys are doing it. So we'll see. Time will tell. I think Pitts has burned people too many times, though. But you never know. He's only 24, so.
Right, and we don't have to talk about Bijan. You're firing up Bijan regardless. So looks like Motivate came back and asked Jerry Jeudy or Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky P.
I think that's a really good question, though.
That's a great question.
So, because I mean, look at it. So we got let's look at Jerry Jeudy first, right? I don't think anybody's really crazy about the Browns offense. I don't even think Browns fans are really crazy about the Browns offense, just because like so much craziness has gone on, right? So Jerry Jeudy had an amazing year last year, but Joe Flacco is going to start under center for the Browns, which is good because I don't think the other quarterbacks are ready yet. So Joe Flacco is going to need to be the guy as long as they'll let him be the guy in Cleveland. I think if that works out well, Jerry Jeudy's good, but he's also going to be now season long. Jerry Jeudy's going to fade a little bit because I believe in Isaiah Bond. I really do. I think Isaiah Bond's going to come on strong, and you still got David Njoku. But Jerry Jeudy, Ricky Pearsall, I'm going to go Ricky Pearsall because I know what that 49ers offense is, and I like it a lot better.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I don't even know if Jauan Jennings, I don't even know if he's going to play the first 2-3 weeks of the season either.
I think he's back, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's back.
Did he sign and come back or what?
Yeah, but the problem is he's been away from the team, and Ricky Pearsall's been there getting those reps, so building that relationship.
He's still coming off an injury as well, so I don't.
Yeah. It was a calf, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know if it was contract, calf, or both, but
yeah.
I thought today that he's in good spirits. He's practicing full, and he's hugging the coaches, and they're all laughing and stuff. So maybe they got a contract underway with him, or something's going. But if Jauan does come on, he does draw some targets, and he's going to take away from Ricky. So if Jauan is active and he's going to start playing, I'm actually going to go against the grain again and go Jeudy.
Okay. All right. I mean, Judy's always been an elite route runner, so I don't think anybody can be mad at you for that.
Again, these are great questions because these are guys right next to each other in redraft, and you are forced to make these decisions, and these are the hard decisions that either win or lose your leagues.
Yeah. Keep up with the questions, man. Keep coming. So while we're waiting on the next question to come in, we've got the other flip side of this, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We've got Mike Evans. We know he's steady Eddie as it goes, 1,000 yards every year. You've got Emeka Egbuka coming on because Chris Godwin's going to be out with injury. Bucky Irving. I think everybody's firing up Bucky Irving no matter what. And then you've got Baker Mayfield. Like, how are we feeling about these guys matching up against the Falcons? I mean, is that Falcons defense that good that we have to worry about this, or are we just firing up all of our Buccaneers players?
Well, I'm more worried about how the gameplay on the offensive side goes. They lost Liam Cohen, and they don't know how they're going to operate with this new coaching.
Big loss.
That's going to be interesting to see how they all operate and how the targets are divvied up there.
Yeah, so you're saying that you think Liam Cohen was the biggest factor there for that success last year?
Not necessarily, but I mean, losing an offensive coordinator, you're going to have a different play style. So are they going to be more run heavy now? Or are they going to be more pass heavy? Like, how is this going to change in the whole scheme of the layout of the players that you have on those teams? It's bag. Everybody's still betting on it's the same offense that was there when Liam Cohen was there. So I guess we'll see within the first couple weeks with how the Jags do and with how the Buccaneers do on who was the horse and who was the trailer.
True. All right, so that's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on that just because I like a lot of those players in that matchup.
That'll be a good game. That's a great fantasy game.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. One that's not going to be a great fantasy game. But it might be closer than we think. It's going to be the Bengals and the Browns. They're playing at Cleveland. So, what players are we looking at on the Bengals side that we're firing up? What matchups do we like?
The entire offense.
Yep.
So we're firing up. Obviously, if you got Joe Burrow, you're firing him up, right? If you got Jamar Chase, you're firing him up, undoubtedly. T. Higgins, I mean, yeah, they paid him. They're going to throw him the ball, right? And then Chase Brown. So you're right. That whole offense. I'm with you. That whole offense. But
I wouldn't start Mike Gillespie or whatever the fuck. But
Mike Gesicki?
Got Mike Gesicki in that offense now.
Well, no. David Njoku's a starting tight end there. I wouldn't do that either.
For the Bengals?
He's talking Bengals.
Oh, Bengals. My bad. I'm already on the other side. I've already started all my Bengals players. I'm already over to the Browns side.
So I think with Slayton's point on that, last year was proof in the pudding to where if one or Chase or Higgins is hurt, you fire up Gesicki because he becomes the number 2 option. If both of them are playing, Gesicki is irrelevant and getting about 3 or 4 targets. There was a big sample of T missing last year, and it's pretty much known that that's what's going to happen. So that's my code of what I'm doing.
Yeah. So let's shift over to the Browns side. We kind of just talked a little bit with the Jerry Jeudy stuff. So, I mean, are you firing up Jerry Jeudy against the Bengals defense? Because the Bengals defense does not look good. Like, it really doesn't. Trey Hendrickson is the only one they got, and he's more of a pass rusher. So, what players are we excited to fire up against this Bengals defense?
All of them. You have to. The Bengals have the worst defense. I mean, it's not sexy because it's the Browns, but I don't think you're not firing up Tillman. You're seeing what Tillman's going to do, but I think he is interesting to watch on how many routes he's going to run, if he's going to be running the X, and then they're going to have Jeudy deployed as the Z. And you're firing up Njoku, of course, because Bengals can't stop anything in the pass. But I think the main point we want to see is if Dylan Sampson's going to work into Jerome Ford to start the year.
Yeah. I think the running back room there is the biggest question. But all right, so let's move on to the next one. Let's go Miami and at Indianapolis. So we're gonna be seeing this high-powered Miami offense.
Snoozer, it sounds like.
Well, what's weird is looking at Indianapolis. So a lot of you out there, you've seen me and my partner Jeff on Unstabled, a Colts podcast, and the secondary for the Colts has just been injury riddled, man, like season-long injuries type stuff, except for Ward and Bynum. And then you got Kenny Moore still there. Zaire Franklin, an outside linebacker. And that defensive line is just ridiculously good. You think they're going to sit there and just try and pass on that defense? Or, like, what are we thinking here with this matchup? What players do we think are going to shine on either side of the ball?
I think it's curious and if Tyreek can get back to how he was in 2023, if he had the wrist injury or what was going on with him all of last year. Matt Harmon's reception perception showed that he is in some sort of a decline. So if he is in a decline, how much so? And if that's the case, if Waddle's going to take the next jump up, because after those two, they have no other pass catchers. They have Malik Washington who might come on. They have, I can't even name the tight end of relevance because Waller's not even ready to go. So I don't know what Miami's going to do. We got to see if Achan's healthy and giving him a full work share. So Miami's going to be very peculiar on how they're deploying. I think it's just going to run off those three guys, and maybe we'll see how many touches Ollie's going to get and where they're going to use him. If they're going to use him in between the 20s, or he's more of a goal line guy or the first down guy. I don't know. Miami is very tricky, and I think when I listen to everyone on everyone else's podcast, they say the same thing. It could be a dumpster fire, or they could light it up again.
Yeah, for sure. So on this, is there any surprises as far as that we think we're going to see, or you think it's just going to be pass heavy, run Devon Achane? Because Jonathan Taylor's going to get fed. I guess a bigger question would be for the Colts offense with Daniel Jones given that week 1 starting job. Like what players on that Colts offense are we looking at that we think are going to benefit?
I'll say it right now. I think Warren has the most targets on that offense.
Yeah. I think him and Josh Downs, those two guys are definitely going to be the target leaders here. Let's see here. Oh, skipping people here. So Aldo says Debo, RJ Harvey, Ridley, Jerome Ford. I'm assuming this is going to be pick one of the 4, start one of the 4. I'm assuming a flex, as we don't have much detail here. So, all right. So out of these 4, who are we starting our flex week 1?
Well, I know Ridley is going against Surtain with the Broncos, so he's kind of scary, even though he's the only one. RJ Harvey, we don't know if he's going to be in a timeshare with Dobbins yet. Devo, Ford.
Well, they named Dobbins the RB1. He's on the depth chart as RB1 for today.
These are some good questions. Slayton, I know you're pretty assured, though, on these picks, so who do you got?
With this, I would most likely run I would either lean Debo or Jerome Ford, to be honest with you.
Jerome Ford also named running back 1 for the Browns.
Yeah, because that Bengals defense is fucking atrocious. Same with Debo. I mean, I feel like McLaurin's going to get a lot of look, but I think Debo is going to have a lot of just like over the middle, little gadget PPR type of bullshit.
I mean, he's the new toy in town, right? You want to show off that shiny new toy.
I would lean probably Debo.
Yeah.
Vacuum, but yeah, I mean, I'm not totally keen on what the Seattle Seahawks defense is looking like right now. I need to go a little bit more. I think they have a fairly decent defense from what I can remember.
Yeah. So Debo's a wild card because he does so much in an offense, but that was in the Kyle Shanahan system. So I've always lived by this theory, unless it's an elite wide receiver, I'm going a starting running back over anything. Just because I know they're going to get the touches. So for that reason, I'm going Jerome Ford right now because he's the only starting running back on this list right here.
I kind of agree with that. If we're concerned about who's getting the most touches, it's going to be Jerome Ford. Ridley is going to be going up against Surtain, but he's the alpha. So I'd either lean one of these are great questions. I'd say
really, really good.
Who are the Browns going against again? We just covered them.
They are going against the Bengals, and Motivate said Browns always have Burrow's number, which he's. I mean, and he likes the Browns a lot.
Games are really fucking tight.
They are.
We got another one. Darren Waller worth giving a shot week 1.
No.
No. I think they're going to have too many options. Miami is. You're going to have a healthy Devon Achane. You're going to have healthy Waddle, healthy Hill. I think they're going to be looking at those options because Darren Waller is older and he's been out of the league for a while. So I think they're going to slowly work him in. Me personally, I would hold off on Darren Waller week 1, but I don't know. So Mick says no. What do you say, Slade?
I would definitely not.
Not okay. All right. So, TJ, do not start Darren Waller week 1.
That's a dynasty question, though. I know TJ, and that doesn't make sense for redraft because Waller's not even drafted in redraft. So that is you have bottom of the barrel tight ends on your dynasty squad. So who are you starting between him or some other scrub?
Yeah, for sure.
I-
Let us know what other tight ends you have on your team, TJ. And but if you have a better option out there, but as of right now, like especially redraft, like Darren Waller shouldn't even be on your team.
No.
Not even close. Even though we did see somebody take Darren Waller in the second round of a redraft recently, but what was crazy is I talked to that person and they're like, no, bro, I believe in. I believe in. I was like, okay, man, you believe in him? You went up, got Darren Waller in the second when you could have got him in the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, sometimes that's the way it goes. All right, so moving on to our next matchup here, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to New England. The Raiders, man, they've got new faces in town. They got Geno Smith at quarterback, Ashton Jeanty, the rookie who should have won the Heisman, in my opinion. You've got Jacoby Myers. You got Deontay Thornton Jr., who was named a starting wide receiver today. You got Brock Bowers. So let's start with the Raiders. How are we feeling about all these Raiders players? Which ones are we firing up week one against that New England Patriots defense?
All of them except for Deontay Thornton.
Okay. All right. That's fair. What about you, Slade? What do you think?
Oh, this is a hard one for me. I mean, every bit of me wants to avoid most of this offense this first week just because I want to see how it works. And from what I've seen in the preseason, that offensive line is gross.
It's horrible.
Or
Jeanty looks so bad behind that offensive line.
so I don't necessarily know, how much time or space that either Jeanty or Geno is going to get back there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. This might be like a nasty score on this game where it's like a 10-17, maybe a 10-3. And
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to be useful. But I mean, really,
Brock Bowers to me is going to be the only one worth firing up on this offense.
my answer to that, Brock Bowers and maybe Jeanty.
I'm not touching Jeanty either.
It would be, I mean, I would throw him in a flex. You're going to have to start him regardless.
Because you took him high, right? In drafts, you took Jeanty high.
Yeah, you took him second round. So, I mean, realistically.
Yeah, he's your starting running back.
So, it's just an ugly situation, and that's a shitty draw first week. So,
yeah.
We'll see what happens with that. But I think the Patriots, I'd be more willing to line up some guys for sure.
I think so. That leads us to the flip side of that, to New England. I think New England's going to beat the brakes off the Raiders. I mean, I think it's going to be just a slobber knocker because you're going to have Drake May out there another year in that system, right? You got Travion Henderson, which, okay, look, Travion wasn't named the starter, okay? He was named running back 3 on that team behind Antonio and Ramondre. So is this a technicality, or are we actually going to see Travion Henderson in the second quarter because they're like, okay, technically we didn't start a rookie, right? Is it maybe on paper that's the whole thing? It's Mike Vrabel. He's a player. Look, rookies are garbage to veterans, So is this technicality, or are we actually going to see Travion Henderson?
This is hot garbage. Ramondre's going to get the first drive, and then Travion Henderson is going to take the world by storm, like we all know he's going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
If it's not a party, I don't know what it will be.
See, we saw last year, even everyone ran too high shell in Miami. It killed it, but big playability and cut the offense. Waller. Okay, we're still talking about Darren Waller. Okay, we told you no on Darren Waller, bro. But no, Chandler, that's good. That's good analysis there. So he could get some catch downs when he could, man. Like Darren Waller, he was a stud in his time, and we enjoyed him. I think I picked him up for free on waivers in Dynasty, and I traded him for a second. So that was probably the best free agent acquisition that I ever did, other than picking up Cole Beasley twice and then trading him for a third each time.
Hey, just so you guys know, Darren Waller, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes a good point here. Plus, he should be your go-to guy in the red zone. I mean, okay, I can see it. I can see it. But they have
Darren
so many more
Waller.
weapons in Miami. Like you don't need Darren Waller.
No, he
Taylor,
was
I'd like to
good.
know what team that you like the best because you definitely support Darren Waller. Now, and look, we all here, I'm sure we loved Darren Waller when he was playing. Um, let's see here. We got another question. Dang, TJ with the questions. I love it. Matthew Golden or Pop Douglas week 1? Hey, you know what? We're talking about the Patriots right now, so here we go. What do y'all think? You think all this hype we've seen about Pop Douglas, Demario Douglas, is real, or are we going Matthew Golden, who got named the starting wide receiver, which wasn't a surprise?
Matthew Golden.
Yeah, I think that's an
Yeah.
easy one there, Matthew
They're
Golden.
playing the Lions. It's going to be a shootout, so you got to go with upside there, and you're playing Golden.
And Reed's out.
My favorite team is the Panthers, so I know a lot about pain. Well, I mean, you've had a lot of first overall picks, top 5 picks, so that's good. But no, definitely Matthew Golden. I like Pop Douglas. I think he's going to do okay there, but I'm with you, Matthew Golden, all the way. So anybody else on the Patriots that were firing up? Just Hendo and Drake May.
Yeah, I think.
In a pinch, I might throw in some Stephon Diggs if he's playing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're starting Diggs as a flex.
As a flex, he would be a fun shot there, but I mean everybody else in I'm a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
Next matchup here. It's a little quicker here. Arizona and New Orleans. We kind of talked about them with the running back situation. How are we feeling about Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison, James Conner, all that stuff?
I think
Trey McBride, obviously.
One of their 4 wins they have this season.
Yeah. The New Orleans defense is just hot garbage.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm interested to see what happens. I think it'll be an interesting game in its own self. I would fire up most of your Cardinals offense, whether it's Kyler Murray, whether it's Marv, whether it's Trey McBride. I would fire up all of them. I don't really think there's too much to be scared of.
Probably only because it's the Saints, right?
Yeah, and like I wouldn't touch anything on that Saints offense other than Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, at least this year, like I think if you drafted Kamara, you got him like as your RB2 or RB3. And like you're not drafting him as your RB1.
I'm starting Olave in flex because I've been getting him in the 7th round, and he's just been sitting there, and I've been clicking the button on him a lot because I think he's still a good talent and he's going to get targets. And when I'm around that area in the drafts, I really don't see any other players that have his type of ceiling and floor. So I think Olave, if you're in a pinch, you can start as a flex. But yeah, the other two I completely agree with. My main question for this game is how are they going to deploy Marvin Harrison? Are they going to go back to last year where he's just sitting at X and not getting any free releases? And is he just going to be running deep posts where Kyler can't get him the ball? Or are they going to start mixing up his route tree, moving him maybe in the slot, getting him in motion and getting him some easier looks? I think that's the main question because we know Trey McBride is the number 1 on that offense, but are they going to start deploying Marvin Harrison as the true elite alpha wide receiver number 1, or are they just going to keep feeding Trey McBride in the middle of the field? We'll see.
Yeah. So our next one here, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers led by former MVP Aaron Rodgers facing his former team of 2 years, the New York Jets. Man, that Pittsburgh defense against that Jets offense and that Pittsburgh offense against that Jets defense.
This could be a low-scoring affair, boys.
I was literally just thinking that, dude. 2 hard defenses and 2 – I mean, I got to give the offense edge to the Jets, right?
This is one that I'll be watching on Red Zone.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time flipping over to this one.
This is going to be –
I'll be seeing Red Zone. I don't think I'll be seeing much of that game.
No, it's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be a good game if you didn't play fantasy, because you got two of those teams. They're going to be grinding it out trying to get a W. So in that aspect, I think it'll be an actual good football game. But for interesting watching and fantasy implications, I'm like I said, red zone. If I see DK make a splash play, it'll be on red zone.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as firing up our Jets players, Brees Hall, um, Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson.
I mean,
That's it.
Even I would even stretch to say Mason Taylor at tight end. I haven't looked to see what the Jets depth chart officially looks like yet, but
Mm-hmm.
but what about Jets players? What Jets players are we confident starting up? Actually, Mason Taylor did take the starting role per ESPN.
I can say that I confidently didn't take any Jet players this year, so I don't have to watch them at all this season. So,
Okay. So
with that-
for our viewers out there that do have Jets players,
I would say Garrett Wilson would be the only one on the Jets. Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall would be the only one on the Jets that I would be interested in even batting an eye at. Maybe if you're feeling a little bit cute, throw Braylon Allen there in a flex if you're getting like real crazy in a deep league. But like,
starting week 1, Braylon Allen.
I mean, if you're in a deep league, like a 14-team league or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But
only in deep leagues, though, right? We're not telling them to start Braylon Allen if you're in like a 12-team league.
Person league, no, absolutely.
Okay.
A lot more options there. But I would be aimed to start any of the Jets' offense, to be honest.
Yeah. At least until we see how that's going to work out with Aaron Glenn at the helm, right? See if how Justin Fields is going to look, and so all right. So next we have the New York Giants going to the other side of town, traveling to Washington, facing that NFC Championship contending team, the Commanders. What players are we looking at on the Giants? Let's start with the Giants first. We got a lot less options. What players are we confidently starting for the Giants against the Commanders?
Neighbors.
And then Tracy in a flex, or if you went RB light, I've seen him on RB2 sometimes on some teams, and you got to start him. But I think Scat Pack's going to work in sooner rather than later, so I'm only confident in Neighbors.
And he's back healthy again, so he's going to be there for week 1. Again, I mean, Tracy could be a great flex for you in this one. I'm with you. I think Neighbors is really the only one I'm confident starting in that offense. But so since that was short and sweet with that one, let's go to Washington. So what players on Washington are we confident, like 100% starting week 1?
I'm throwing out Daniels for sure. I'm probably 100% Terry. I'm a nasty man, so I'd probably do Zach Ertz too.
Yeah.
But
really? Okay.
Debo, I would probably put Debo in a flex, but I really don't. I'm interested to see what Bill does his first week, but I'm not touching him week 1.
Yep. Agreed. I'm only starting Daniels with confidence. I think Terry's going to need a little bit of a ramp up period, because it's pretty proven that these wide receivers, when they are going for a contract and they start as late as he did 1 week before, it takes them a couple weeks until they start to get into rhythm. So I think you can expect maybe a slow start for Terry the first couple weeks, and then he'll start ramping up.
Yeah, you hit Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt. He's listed on the depth chart as running back 4. Do we think this is another TreVeyon Henderson situation where that's just a technicality? Or do we think that Austin Eckler, being the veteran pass catcher, yes, older, do we think that Eckler is going to be a flexible player week 1? Or do we think this is just week 1 and then Merritt is going to take over the rest of the season?
I think they will both work in tandem like they've done the last couple of years with that offensive running scheme. I think they've always ran with 2 running backs, and it'll kind of be the same deal. I believe it'll be probably a 60-40 split, whether it's Chris Rodriguez or whether it's Bill. I don't know.
Jeremy McNichols.
Yeah, Jeremy
I
McNichols.
didn't know he was still in the league. I thought he was done.
Realistically, I think Bill has the most promise behind him.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chris Rodriguez, that franchise really likes him for some reason. He's kind of just fucking quietly just hung out in the shadows there for several years. And like he keeps making the depth chart and making some noise each year.
Yeah.
And whenever he does come in, he does have some like nice games.
He does.
I'm interested to see if he actually gets a full line of trot and they try to put some confidence in him. If that's what they're going to try to start off with, and then Bill's kind of the backup plan. But I'm interested to see how they divvy up those running backs. But I do think Eckler gets the majority of the touches week one, just because he is the veteran in that offense. He knows the schemes. He knows the plays. He's been around. And they re-signed him for a reason. They don't let Brian Robinson go without having some sort of guidance or leadership there in the locker room.
Yeah. All right. So to our next matchup, we got Carolina and Jacksonville. We got 7 more. Let's bang these out. Carolina at Jacksonville. What players are we firing up in this matchup?
I have Tet the most. I think he is my 1 or 2 most owned player in all my redrafts right now. I've been clicking the button on him pretty easily because he's always been in the 5th, 6th round and available. So he's on most of my squads. So I'm hoping he's healthy, ready to go, and looks good. I'm not touching Bryce Young at all this year. I think he's not going to be anything fantasy relevant. I just hope he can make Tet relevant. I haven't even drafted Chuba this year and actually like Chuba. So I don't know. Chuba, I think you're starting, but the pass catching with him is minuscule. I think they brought Dowdle in to help him on that.
Do we think Hunter Renfrow is gonna get any meaningful catches? I mean, because we know what Renfrow used to be when he was with the Raiders, and now they signed him, and then he didn't make the 53-man, but now he's there because Coker I think got hurt, right? So now Renfro's back, and he's listed as a starter. Do we think Renfro's got any value or no?
No, I think AT gets him.
Okay, all right. So what about on the other side of that? We've got Jacksonville. I mean,
I'm firing up. Let them.
You firing what?
Firing up everybody. Let them rip.
Okay. So they did put Travis Hunter as a starting wide receiver. So we know we didn't expect anything less from that. We knew it was going to be him and Brian Thomas Jr. The running back room. Are we starting Tank Bigsby or are we starting Travis Etienne? Which one are we more comfortable with?
Neither for now. For me, I haven't drafted any of them because they scare me. They're going to sit on my bench until I see how the work share is going to be divvied out week 1 at least.
Yeah, and then are they going to sprinkle in a little Bashal Tootin because new head coach Liam Cohen, he drafted Bashal Tootin. So all the Tank Bigsby hype, we can't forget that all the Tank Bigsby hype was with the old regime. Look, Tank's good and all that stuff, but how much work is Tootin going to get going throughout the season? But for week 1, I'm with you. Like, this is kind of weird. Like, how are they going to run that? I don't want a split backfield. Like, I don't. I want a running back who's going to get at least like 70% of the touches. And how it depends on that red zone work and things like that. So, let's see. Well, we got a question here from Pharaoh. It says, in a smaller league, is it bad if I have Gibbs and Amon-Ra? And if so, I should probably trade Amon-Ra, right, and keep Gibbs.
I'm not afraid of that stack.
I'm not either, dude. I like that. I like good players on good offenses, and this is hands down one of the best offenses in football, and hands down 2 of the best fantasy football players and real football players in the league.
Yeah, they're 2 completely different entities as far as what they contribute to that offense.
Yeah,
like they're not,
and neither one of them are game script dependent either.
No,
like Gibbs will get the pass work as well, and then they're never going to stop, passing the ball. Amon-Ra's their guy. So are we on board that you can fire at both these guys every week?
Yeah, that's
without a doubt.
Yeah. So Pharaoh, man, look, you've got it. Consensus. Kingmaker Sports says fire them up every week. Keep them. Don't trade them. Keep them. So on to our next one, we got the Tennessee Titans against the Denver Broncos at Denver. Okay, we know that altitude at Mile High is different. Tennessee, they've got a new quarterback. Alec A.O. Manor was named starting wide receiver. So you got A.O. Manor, Ridley. You got technically Chikakonkwo, but there's I don't trust that tight end room because I think Gunnar Helm is going to take over and just Chig's going to be obsolete at some point. Are we firing up Cam Ward on this?
Mm-mm.
Not against Denver?
I'm not.
No, God, no.
And we talked about Ridley already. We're scared to start Ridley against the Broncos, but I mean, if you drafted Ridley high, let's say you drafted him in the 4th or 5th round, you kind of have to start him at this point, and hope they figure out something. I don't know. I don't like it. I think it gives me a sick feeling in my stomach to start Ridley. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not in on starting Ridley. I would blink an eye about starting Pollard as a flex.
Okay. All right. Now, what about on the other side of that? What Denver players are we firing up against Tennessee's defense? Tennessee's bad defense at that.
I would fire up most of that offense 100%.
Yeah. So we're liking – so Dobbins named RB1 for the Broncos. Do we think that's another – hey, we're going to technically start the veteran on paper, but it's really going to be R.J. Harvey? Or do we think Sean Payton's really does like J.K. Dobbins?
I think it might be a 50-50 split on that one.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, Dobbins isn't bad. And me and Mick have had lots of conversations in the past many years about J.K. Dobbins that we still think that he's good. So we're liking Cortland Sutton?
Yes.
We're liking Bo Nix?
Yes.
All righty. So on to our next one. We've got San Fran at Seattle. So we've got a little divisional matchup right here. We just talked about Jawan Jennings is back healthy. Ricky Pearsall, we like him, firing him up. Obviously, George Kittle. Like you're starting George Kittle. Is Brock Purdy going to put up enough points to warrant a start there, or do you think if you have a better option to start over Brock Purdy?
In a super flex league, I'm starting him.
Well, yeah, 100%, 100%. And I didn't even mention McCaffrey because I feel like that's like obvious.
Yeah.
You're starting McCaffrey.
Purdy, when I punted QB in redraft, I've been taking Purdy late, and he's still been there, and he's going to be my QB1 this year, and I'm going to fire him up, and I hope I'm just going to get his 20-point games consistently. He's going to be QB 9 to 12 every week, and I'm okay with that if I'm taking that position that late in the 10th round. So yeah, I'm firing Purdy up. I think Purdy's a good quarterback. He's going to put up
any quarterback that gives me 20 points guaranteed every week, I like that.
Yeah,
it's like if in a standard PPR, like not tight end premium, my tight ends, I want my tight end to give me 5 to 7 points every week, and then I'm good with that. I don't care. So Seattle. So we've got Sam Darnold now is running the Seattle offense. No more DK Metcalf. Okay. He is down there with old man Rodgers. How are we feeling about JSN?
I'd be starting JSN, and I'd be starting Kenny 3-6. But other than that, I'm not really interested.
No Cooper Kupp?
No
Cooper Kupp? Okay. All right. I think this is going to be a big test for Sam Darnold. Like, you had success in Minnesota in that offense. Like, was that the offense or was that actually Sam Darnold? Because don't forget, he had Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson out there. So
I think he's a viable starter, but then he turns into a pumpkin when the lights come on bright. So I think he's going to be able to help JSN this year put up good numbers, and I think Kupp might put up some solid flex numbers when you are in your bye weeks. But I'm only I agree with Slayton. I'm only firing up JSN and Walker.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty chalk there. Man, this is a good one here. Two like really good passing teams right here. So Detroit, obviously, like I think Detroit players are kind of defense proof at this point. Can we agree on that one?
Yep.
They're traveling to Lambeau Field, Green Bay. Uh, so we know we're starting all of our Detroit players. How about Green Bay? What players are we 100% starting week one?
Real quick, is that a 1 o'clock game or is that like a primetime game? Because I feel like that's a primetime matchup.
That's a midday game. That's a 325.
Wow, really? Man, that's
Yeah,
gonna be great.
that was dumb. They should have. Yeah, they should have did that. The
I can't wait.
primetime game is good though.
You fire up all your Detroit Lions every single week at all times, and then for Green Bay, I think is a little different. I've seen Jordan Love slipping and not even drafted in some redraft leagues. I think some people are a lot of dubious on him until he proves that he gets back to 2023. So I think you're only starting Golden and Jacobs and Kraft. Of course, Kraft. I love Tucker Kraft this year. I think he's
Dude, he was so underrated this year, going late in drafts. So if you got Kraft, if you waited to take a tight end late, you got Tucker Kraft. I think you're gonna be very happy with.
Thank you, Justin. That is a big draft advice that I want viewers to know is you can punt tight end and then reach for Kraft 1 round earlier than his ADP, and you'll still be in the money on that because he goes 1 round before. But if you reach 1 round before, you'll get him, but he's still going late enough where that's a solid choice.
Yeah, I mean, in this industry, we use a term called buy the dip, and I know that's a big thing in like the stock market, but this is pretty much a stock market too with these players. If you buy them low and you reap the rewards in that profit. So look for those players that are falling in drafts, and like you said, Mick, take them a round higher, and then boom, you're good, man. Yeah, so that's pretty standard for Green Bay. Next one, looks like we got the Houston Texans traveling to the West Coast to battle the Rams at SoFi. That's also a 3:25 p.m. game. What Texans players are we confidently starting up against the Rams defense?
Nico Collins, end of list.
Really?
Yep.
No CJ Stroud?
No.
Okay. All right. Now, of course, this is not super flex. We're just talking like one QB, PPR, let's even stretch and say tight end premium. So obviously they don't really have a good tight end in Houston, so we ain't gotta worry about that. But Nico, so y'all are saying just Nico?
Nico.
Yeah, I don't think Stroud is reaching your top 12 QBs yet to be starting. I think he'll get there this year, but I don't think anyone's starting him week one.
No, not until we see how all these new additions of wide receivers is going out. They got 2 new rookies in town. They got an old vet and Christian Kirk.
Yep.
We all think this Jaden Higgins kid is going to be pretty good, which is somebody that you turned me on to, Mick, that I was kind of overlooking. You told me, hey, bro, you got to go check. You got to watch his tape on this kid. Went and did that, and boom, like I was a fan. Like I've taken Jaden Higgins every chance and every opportunity I could. But I think that's a down the road move, not for week one, especially against the Rams. So on the Rams side, they're the home team. We've got Stafford coming back from back injury, so kind of scary there. New face in town, Devontae Adams. And then we've also still got Puka Nacua there, right? And Kyron Williams. What players are we firing up? All those players, or are we skeptical? What are we doing with our Rams players?
Everybody but Higbee.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody but Higbee. All right.
And Rams defense as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Rams defense against Houston. All right. So here's our Sunday night game here. Pretty big matchup. We've got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills at our Sunday night game.
That's
boys. Yeah. Which Ravens? Now Ravens are weird because it's like what wide receivers do you start if you start any of them at all? What Ravens players are we starting against the Bills defense?
I would be starting Lamar, Derrick Henry, and then probably Mark Andrews.
Okay. What about you, Mick? What do you think as far as Ravens players?
What Slayton said, and then if you're taking Flowers, you have to start Flowers too. You can't sit Flowers if he's on your team in redraft or dynasty unless you have a deep ass team. I mean, he's inconsistent, but his upside games are really high. So you're
Yeah, I mean,
firing all your
if you
Ravens.
took them in the early rounds, you're kind of forced. You force your hand there.
Yep.
I try and avoid Ravens wide receivers like at all costs if I can.
That's always a
Because
good bet.
yeah, I mean they've proven that they want to run the ball, and Lamar's not going to throw that quick slant in the end zone. He's going to run the ball. So the flip side of that, I think it's clear as day you're going to fire up Josh Allen, reigning MVP, who's been lights out for fantasy football. Man, how are we feeling about the rest of these Bills players against that tough Ravens team?
I'll start cooking. That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. You got to see how they're going. I punted tight end a couple times, and I've been getting Kincaid late, and I'm hoping Kincaid has a step forward again this year. So I'm kind of a shot in the dark. But if you have to start him in a pinch because you punted tight end, I don't mind Kincaid. But other than that, no pass catchers. I mean, I
like Khalil Shakir on this.
I know, I do.
Banged up though for
Yeah.
So putting him in, he might be a little sketchy coming off an injury there. And like, I'll be honest with you, I feel like with the Bills offense, year after year, there's never really been a wide receiver one other than whenever he had Diggs. Like it's always kind of a plethora of everybody kind of gets a couple catches and gets a couple targets here and there, and then he runs the ball and gets all the touchdowns.
Yeah. They had a pretty major signing today. Welcome home one Gabe Davis, who was he was a deep threat guy. That's all he was, downfield guy. We're hoping that Keon Coleman can step up and be what we all hope he is. But you hit the nail on the head there, Slayton. As far as Josh Allen's not, he's kind of like Lamar Jackson in a sense. He's not going to use his pass catchers at all.
All out. So that's a great scheming on the offensive side. Like the coach does a very nice job of spreading that ball out and not really giving you like a dedicated, this is who we're going to type of
deal. For fantasy, we hate it though.
Yeah. Oh, for fantasy, it's and James Cook.
Well, like Mick put it so eloquently, like I'm greedy. I only care about fantasy football, so I don't care about real football.
I will say Josh Palmer is a stash on the end of your bench in redraft just to see if there's anything there.
Man, that sucks.
Huh?
He sucks.
Oh,
Josh Palmer sucks, dude.
He's average. He's average at best. I agree. He's not.
And a less pass-friendly offense too. Nope.
Hey, I'm buying into the Hard Knocks, and there's a little bit of chemistry between him and Josh in Hard Knocks. I'm just saying it's not the worst thing. The last spot on your bench, throw Palmer on there to see what he does in game one. Then drop him. That's all I'm saying.
Week one, dropping him for whatever running back is coming in for an injury.
Yeah. All right, so finish off. We got Monday Night Football. We've got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Soldier Field, taking on the Chicago Bears.
This is the Monday night game? That's kind of
crazy. I think this is pretty stupid, if you ask me.
Flop those.
Oh yeah, definitely put Baltimore and Buffalo Monday night, and don't even have Minnesota and Chicago as a primetime game. Put Detroit and Green Bay, or heck, I'd rather see freaking Tampa and Atlanta before I want to see Minnesota and Chicago, just because I've gone on record. I think Caleb Williams is bad. I don't think he's a good quarterback.
I don't know. I think we're going to see how Ben Johnson deploys all his offense. I haven't touched DJ Moore at all this year, but I want to see if he's going to be used as the primary option, how Dunze is going to be, how they're going to distribute that target share with Loveland. And then the only guy I'm really firing up with confidence on Chicago is DeAndre Swift. I hate to say it.
Yep.
Yeah, Chicago's going to be tough, dude. You hit it, man. Ben Johnson. What are we doing with Ben Johnson? We don't know what it looks like. We don't know how that's going to translate. Oh, it's going to be tricky. I'm not really sold on that Bears offense for this year at least. I want to see how this season goes and then go from there. Is Caleb Williams gonna develop or not? But I think on the other side of that, with Minnesota, obviously Justin Jefferson.
Jets.
They don't have Jordan Addison for 3 games.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I would be seriously considering firing up Adam Thielen in a flex spot.
I knew you were going to say it.
Sounds. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's not.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Thielen has always been very dependable. Even when he went to Carolina with a horrible Carolina offense, he still produced.
And I would be willing to throw Aaron Jones in my flex as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think Jordan Mason's going to cut into any of those touches?
Yeah.
But not game 1.
Okay.
I think Mason's going to get some carries, but I think my main thing on that side of the ball is what J.J. McCarthy is going to look like. Is he going to be the Michigan All-Pro that never lost games, or is he going to be starting his first game in the NFL and kind of outmatched? We got to see, because there's a lot of people on the J.J. McCarthy train.
Yeah. I mean, good thing is he got a year to sit and learn. But we got a viewer question here. We got from what happened, and it says, would you trade Mike Evans and Tyler Warren for Cooper Kupp and Trey McBride? I have both Evans and Igbuka. Ooh, okay. Full PPR. So that's going to make a difference here. So we trade Evans and Warren for Cooper Kupp and McBride. I think you're tearing up on McBride. Cooper Kupp over Mike Evans, though. I'm taking Mike Evans over Cooper Kupp, but what you're losing in a receiver, you're gaining in tight end.
I wouldn't do it.
I think Tyler Warren is going to produce for you. I know you have Igbuka and Evans. I would hold both of those guys and trade one of them down the road.
Yeah.
Yep. Trade Igbuka when he starts going off and the hype gets out of control.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Igbuka goes out and has like a monster game. Like, dude, sell him, because this is redraft. And now if we were talking dynasty, 100% like you're taking Igbuka if you're looking to, long term, but not dude. I would keep Evans and Tyler Warren.
Yep.
That's going to work out for you, because Igbuka, you didn't draft Igbuka to be your starting receiver, so he's fine to sit on your bench right now. Tyler Warren, if you were smart and you waited on tight end like we talked about, and then you're starting him, like I think Tyler Warren you can start. Like I expect a big year from Tyler Warren. So I would not do that trade. We all kind of agree we would not do that trade here. Keep Mike Evans and Tyler Warren. Yep. Thank you for that question. Great question. Because we saw that with tearing up with McBride. Yes, in the interim it looks good, right? But you got to look week 2, week 3, how that's going to work out. So, but dude, we've had some really good questions tonight. Really good interaction.
Hard ones, so much. Hard ones, which I
like. We did, right? So I wanted to. I was going to pop up and look at a couple of these matchups that I saw on RotoBaller that I thought were really good. But it looks like we're running a little low on time. But here's something I found. Just pop this up real quick for everybody to look at. But I got this from RotoBaller. Give them a shout out on that. They always put together this matchup kind of thing. This is their top rated matchups. On the left, you see the receiver, and then on the right, you see the defensive player. So like we're seeing here, Marvin Mims is highly rated. Going against Jarvis Brownlee. Emeka Egbuka, who we just talked about, has a good matchup, but he's not the alpha on that team. Justin Jefferson, that's an obvious one. A.J. Brown, obvious one. Jamar Chase, obvious one. So a lot of these, like half of these are chalk. And when we say chalk, that means like that's everybody agrees on that. That's what chalk means. So So one's like Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed has a really good matchup because Matthew Golden is the alpha there. But we know what Jaden Reed is, utility knife, all that stuff like that. He's kind of like another Debo Samuel. So you can fire up Jaden Reed. Josh Downs, who we've talked on this show before about just receptions. Him and Tyler Warren are just going to be catching all the balls and then making a play with once they have it. Yeah, I mean, so just real quickly for everybody out there, this is off Roto Baller. They put this out, and I like to feature this. This is some really good information here.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I've never ever seen that before or heard of that at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been looking at that for many years now. That's how I keep kicking y'all's asses.
Like Cooper Kupp on there is interesting because he had a good matchup, and no one's thinking about starting him, and he's on that chart. So
yeah, well, Cooper Kupp's another one that's always been pretty consistent. This is his first year outside of LA, so I mean that's a big question mark. But you got to think he's opposite JSN, and who's going to get more of the coverage of the double coverage? It's going to be JSN. Yep. But regardless, man, great. Oh, okay. Here we go. Got another one. We got Kyle Singer says trade B Robinson for Jay Mason. Are we talking about Brian Robinson? I'm assuming for Jordan Mason full PPR. What are we thinking there?
Yep, I agree with Slayton 100%.
I appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you. Keep coming back with your questions, man. Every week, 9:30 p.m. every Tuesday. We got you, buddy.
It all depends, though. That trade can work out either way because if McCaffrey gets hurt, then B-Rob is an RB1. Yeah. But then I think Mason is going to have standalone value, and he's going to get touches before Brian Robinson will. So it all depends on what you need. You could probably flex Jordan Mason to start, but you can't start B-Rob. But if McCaffrey gets hurt, it depends. Okay, I'll put it this way. It depends on your roster construction.
Oh, I should have mentioned I have Jade. I don't know what Jade is. I have. Okay, sorry. I have Aaron Jones. Okay. So you have the handcuff essentially. So okay. So that does kind of change it a little bit, I think.
I'm still going to take Aaron Jones because that's probably the smarter bet. I think Slayton agrees. But if if Jordan Mason is like your RB4 or RB5 on your team and you're not going to ever be starting him, it might not be a bad idea for the ultimate upside to add James or whatever. It's getting
Robinson. Yeah, because looking at how running backs have always filled in for McCaffrey when he's hurt, or in that offense in general, like, dude, yeah. So only what we're saying is only if Jordan Mason is like not going to start for you, and you have better options. Even if Aaron Jones goes down, you have better options. Yeah, I like that. I think go ahead and trade for Robinson if you can.
It just depends on if Robinson if he's your RB4 or RB5, you can make that deal. But if you're going to be flexing the other guy, I would keep my team.
So he says, Kyle says, my team is Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Kyren Williams, Devontae Smith, Marvin Mims. Godwin is on his bench, which is good because he will come back from injury, so that's fine. And Ollie Gordon and Isaac Tesla. So that's not bad. And he says he also has Blake Corum as well. So he's got Blake Corum, the handcuff for Kyren. That's a lot of handcuffs if you're also going to have Jordan Mason behind. I would go ahead and get rid of Jordan Mason still and get Brian Robinson.
With that squad, I would probably keep Jordan Mason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Godwin on the bench. So that's good. Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon's been a sneaky one. Like amazing. Like Doak Walker Award winner. Love Ollie Gordon. Hated he got drafted to the Dolphins. I didn't like that, but
yeah.
Whatever. We saw that before. He says he has Robinson. Oh, okay. You have Robinson. Sorry. I mean, I say go after Robinson. Mick says go after Taylor. So I don't know, Slayton. What do you think? Keep Robinson or trade him for Jordan Mason?
Mason.
Yeah. All right.
I think
2 against 1.
And And I think the same token is what we're arguing is, okay, well, if Christian McCaffrey goes down, Brian Robinson is going to be an RB1. Well, if Aaron Jones goes down, what's going to happen with Jordan Mason?
I think the upside's bigger on Robinson, though.
But, I mean, the guy's
that's my opinion.
Season. If you're looking for somebody that's going to be able to contribute, like be a flex play, I would be much more willing to take the bet on Mason until one of them gets hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Another great question. Another great question.
Yeah. So Kyle, there you have it. Slayton and Mick are saying Jordan Mason. I'm saying Robinson just because of the potential league winning upside on the McCaffrey stuff, just that offense. But Jordan Mason's really good too. So, and you got to think he's going to play in a dome, not as much weather, stuff like that.
Yep.
Everybody hates CB. Any trades I should do? Brother, I don't know. I don't know what your team looks like or what your league looks like. Hit us up in the comments and let us know what you think or what players you got and what position you're hurting at, because that's also going to make a difference too. Your roster construction is the biggest thing when it comes to making trades. And then also, is your league are they trading? So hey, Steven Peterson, what's up, fellas?
What's up, Stefan?
Yeah, man, glad to see you. Everybody, while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Central Time, we go live answering all your questions, talking news. We'll be doing waivers, all that kind of stuff like that on Tuesdays, getting ahead of the curve, getting you ready for that next following week. Also, Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Central Time, you will catch myself and maybe one of these two guys if they decide to live, also answering start-sit questions and last-minute roster adjustments. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notifications. That way when we go live every week, multiple times a week, we help you out and win some championships. Gentlemen, it's been another fun one. We definitely do appreciate all the viewership and all the interaction. We love the questions. Keep it up. Man, we're like building a channel just on questions and interactions. I love this. It's so much fun. Anything else before we head out?
Happy football eve. Can't wait for it to start.
Well,
I feel like it would never get here.
Good luck your first week in the CPN league. You better pick up a defense and a kicker before I stomp an ass into you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till Thursday to pick up a defense and a kicker.
We'll see.
So who you?
People still have those leagues?
Waivers. Who doesn't draft a kicker and a defense? What a freaking idiot!
Me, I will gladly not draft a kicker in defense because you know what? I got players like Trey Mason or Trey Benson on my team.
Yeah, you're gonna drop these clowns so you can get a defense.
That's a decision for Thursday, not today. But man, I appreciate it so much. What we got? Oh, he says bear down. Hey, well, good luck with that Caleb Williams. Let's see how that goes, man. Well, how Ben Johnson treats you out there. But that is it for us here at Kingmaker Sports. We look forward to seeing you Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Central Time for all your start-sit questions. And as always, we will see you Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Fellas, I will see y'all on the next one. And good luck on everything like that. Hit us up, message us at Kingmaker_DFF. These guys will be we'll get their handles and everything like that. Snipes, you want to go ahead and tell them where to find you at, man?
I am on Instagram at Snipes by Slate. Same with YouTube, Snipes by Slate. I am on there. You can find me here on Kingmaker Sports, and hopefully we'll have some more stuff coming for you guys here soon.
Okay. Mick, if they got any questions for you, brother, where they can find you at?
I have an alias on Twitter that I don't want people to know about. Okay. So
I will set up with an official one.
I will have Justin forward his questions since me and him text all day, and he'll bounce his questions off. Yeah.
We tend to have pretty good text threads on fantasy football. All right, well that'll do it for us. We will see everybody on the next one. Good luck in all your leagues, and we'll see you Sunday morning.
You suck, Slayton. We're coming for you.